Hi, everyone. Thank you all for joining. It looks like we still have some people who are coming in. Just want to welcome you all to our Know Before You Go webinar for all of our wonderful exhibitors at MJBizCon. We are less than 2 weeks away now from the show. Looks like we have a couple more people joining, so we'll just let them trickle in. Thank you all for making time today to join this. I did want to note that if there are any technical difficulties, this is our first time on Teams for this webinar, so please let us know if you're having any issues. You can utilize either the chat feature or the Q&A feature up at the top of your screen, but we'll do our best to get this going without a hitch. Looks like a couple more people are joining. Awesome. Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and get started. Welcome, everyone, to the Know Before You Go Essential Tips to Cultivate Success at the Show. I'm Abby Coleman. I am the marketing manager here at MJBizCon, and I'm joined by Krista Redmond, who is our operations manager here at MJBizCon, as well as our wonderful mobile support team, who will be going over a in-depth tutorial after this presentation regarding the mobile app. So without further ado, I will go ahead and start. A few housekeeping things for us today. We will be recording today's webinar and we will make it available for on-demand viewing, both on our Exhibitor Resource Center, and it will be emailed to all of you after the conclusion of the webinar. Everyone will be muted, so please again use the Q&A box to ask any questions. There will be an open Q&A discussion at the end of this presentation. And then again, just remember to put any questions in that box. All right. So our agenda is we are going to go over some pre-show planning items, the event app, transportation, parking, freight and delivery, hand carry, booth setup, show logistics, the events and happenings after the conclusion of the show each day, and what's coming forward in 2026. Oops. All right, so pre-show planning. If you haven't already, we do ask that you register all of your staff for badges. You will need to be registered in order to be granted access to the MJBizCon floor, and everyone should have received their registration emails from our registration partner, Cvent. If you have any issues with that, please do shoot us a thing in the Q&A, or we can connect with you after the show. But overall, it's been going really well, so we hope that you are registered and ready to go. We also ask that you download the event mobile app on your mobile phone. You can search for MJBizCon in the mobile app store. If you already have it downloaded from years past, you'll just need to make sure that it's updated. And we have an in-depth tutorial that will also be sent out at the end of this, as well as that's located on our Exhibitor Resource Center on how to get the app downloaded, as well as how to utilize all the features within the app. The last thing, but arguably one of the most important, is updating your profile within your exhibitor dashboard. This is the online mobile exhibitor directory that all of our attendees utilize to plan their show. So please, please, please make sure you're updating that. You can add so many cool things to it to provide information on what you do, who you are, and why they should come to your booth. And then again, if you have any issues with that, we've got multiple in-depth tutorials on how to do that, but we are more than happy to help you guys out on a one-to-one basis. All right, registration hours. So as you can see, we have our registration hours noted here. We also have our move-in instructions, as well as our show hours and our move-out instructions. All of this is located in the exhibitor service manual. So please, 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 if you haven't already downloaded that, that is your Bible for the show. That said, we will be, for move-out, we cannot move out any earlier on Friday before 3 p.m. So the show does go till 3 p.m. on that Friday. So please keep that in mind. And then our show hours each day are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. with the exclusion of Friday being 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then the other thing that we wanted to note is a new update regarding registration. We will be having badges like normal, but we will also be having registration wristbands this year. And those wristbands you need to stay on for the duration of the show because that is your ticket into the show as well as into the after hours events. Awesome. For our MJBizCon mobile app, as we all know, the mobile app, it now comes with the ability to scan for leads. And so that is the lead capture option that comes with every single booth at MJBizCon. This is new as of last year, and this year is the first year that it's included in all booth packages, which is really exciting. We have an entire guide on how to scan for those leads and utilize it. The one thing I do want to point out is you need to scan leads within the mobile app. You can't just use your camera. It's the camera function within the mobile app. And once those are scanned on the attendee badges, all of those leads will populate into your scanned list, and they are exportable via a desktop computer after the show. And then everyone at your booth can scan. So years past, we've had it where you rent the scanners and it costs money per scanner. Not this year. This year, you utilize your cell phone, and everybody in your booth, as long as they're registered, which they should be, can utilize the app. And then the other great components of the app are being able to connect with your buyers, request meetings, send messages, navigating the show floor. There is a interactive show floor plan, so that's really great, as well as real-time show updates. So make sure you're enabling those in-app notifications. Awesome. So for freight and delivery options, you have the ability to ship your own freight, which again, that advanced warehouse date is this Saturday, the 25th. There's another slide that highlights that. And just making sure that you have all of that good to go. That said, if you miss the 25th deadline, you can still ship to the show. They just will have a surcharge that they charge you. You also have the option to drive in your own freight. That said, parking is very limited at the LVCC, and you want to make sure that anything that you're bringing in is hand carry only, unless you have rented support from Freeman. You have to carry in everything by hand. They will not allow wagons. They will not allow any of that. So please keep that in mind. Again, this just goes into the hand carry. Everything needs to be able to be carried by one person in one trip and weigh less than 300 pounds. The LVCC does have to enforce this. And anything that is more than hand carry is considered freight. And all exhibitors receive 300 pounds of free material handling per 10 by 10 booth, and those go to the marshaling yard. So keep that in mind. For your booth setup, your booth space comes with pipe and drape, 2 chairs and a trash can, and carpet. No island booths come with that, but all inline booths do come with that. And keep in mind that the free furnishing deadline, to get those furnishings to your booth, you must opt in. And we did extend that deadline with Freeman through this Friday, the 21st. So if you have not yet opted in to those, you need to go to the Freeman website, which we have all that located on the Exhibitor Resource Center, as well as in the Exhibitor Services Manual. And if you aren't sure if you have ordered furniture or not, please reach out. We have our email at the end of this, and we have a list that we're keeping track of. We've also had our customer service support team calling and reaching out to those who have not yet ordered, just to remind y'all. What doesn't come with your booth? So electrical services do not come with your booth. High-speed internet does not come with your booth. I don't know why this says lead retrieval. That will not be on the final thing, but that does come with your booth, and any additional furnishings. That said, we do have a mobile internet that is usable to all during the show. However, if you need additional internet for running different properties within your booth, you'll want to keep that in mind, and all of those services are ordered through Freeman. All right, transportation and parking. Parking is limited, so we don't recommend parking at the LVCC during the show due to the limited parking and the construction. So we do recommend utilizing either the monorail, the Las Vegas Loop, or Uber and Lyft. Also, some hotels are within walking distance, and the good news is you won't be dealing with the Vegas heat, so that is nice. The monorail, we offer purchasing passes within your exhibitor registration portal. you can do that in advance, and then there will be more information that comes out prior to the show on how to access those passes. The Las Vegas Loop, we have a map that I'll show here in a second. That is a very awesome new addition. And then also the always handy Uber and Lyft. This is the Las Vegas Loop map. It shows all of the major stations that it stops at, and if that's by your hotel, then that is something that you can utilize. All right, show logistics. I do want to highlight that, again, that advanced warehouse deadline is the 25th of November. Again, if you miss that deadline, that's okay. They will just charge you a surcharge. The other two things I want to highlight are updating your exhibitor profile within your exhibitor dashboard, as well as registering for all of your staff badges. Those are the two things that I very, very much recommend doing before on site, in addition to all these other things you need to do for your booth. Once you arrive on site, you will pick up your badge from registration, confirm your freight delivery, confirm advanced orders, as well as place any on-site orders with Freeman or any of the other vendors. Show communications. Please, please, please be on the lookout for emails coming from us from sales@mjbiz.com, as well as any emails from our registration partner, Cvent, and our mobile app partner, Grip. Those emails will be flowing in, and it's only important communication. We're not bombarding you with anything other than need to know items. You will also be receiving booth drops every single day of the show at the beginning of the day that have important information pertaining to that day, as well as any other things that you may need to know specific to your individual booth. The last thing I want to highlight is, again, those push notifications from the MJBizCon mobile app. Please opt into those and make sure that you're getting those, because we'll be announcing, show hours that day. Any unexpected things that happen will come through the push notifications, and then really exciting things also. And then when in doubt, always check the exhibitor services manual. That is a link that maintains up-to-date information that you need to know for your show. All right, the fun stuff. So we have partnered with New Woo, and we are having New Woo after hours every night of the show from the 2nd through the 4th. And this is us teaming up with the New Woo Cannabis Marketplace to host exclusive after hours experiences at New Woo. From Flower Hour to Nights at New Woo, different parties and activations. New Woo is the leading dispensary, lounge, and event space in Vegas, and we're working with them. We're really excited about that. Tickets are included with every MJBizCon pass type, and there will be complimentary shuttles to New Woo beginning at the Las Vegas Convention Center at 4:20 each day, but you must have your badge and your wristband. This is just a little schedule that I popped in here for New Woos. On the 2nd, we'll be joined by Hephaestus and Joint Wars for our opening party. On the 3rd, we have the Vault Night at New Woo, and then on Thursday, it is our pre-end of day after party. We're really excited about all of this, so definitely check this out on the website as well as the mobile app. Awesome. The last thing I want to note is looking forward to 2026 and beyond. We will be conducting space selection on site. Once again, this is our 3rd year of doing this on site. Your appointments will be conducted in order of priority points, and you will receive your appointment date and time next Monday, the 24th. We will also be sending out calendar invites for those, and the appointments will be on those booth drop sheets as well, just to remind you, since you already have so much to think about at the show. This is just a little update on the construction. LVCC, for the most part, now is looking just like these renderings. So we're really excited about that. That said, there is still some construction going on, so be on the lookout for all of the communications regarding that. And then lastly, contact us for help. So we have our MJBizCon email address for any MJBizCon related items. For mobile app support, we have a mobile app support team that can handle all of those requests. And then we have our Freeman team who handles those. I will also type in my email address into the chat / the Q&A just so you guys can save that. It is abby.coleman@mjbiz.com. And again, I'll type that out so you know the spelling. Before we hand it off to our lovely mobile app representatives, I did just want to check in and see if we have any questions. Let's see. All right, Krista, you can go ahead.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, great. I just wanted to bring up the topic of the wristband again, in case anybody thinks that they're going to go pick up their team's badges and wristbands. You must be present with your government issued ID in order to receive the pass for the show and the wristband. The staff will be placing that wristband on you. So I just wanted to make sure everybody is aware of that. So there's no one upset at the show. Thank you.
Awesome, and thanks, Krista. And Daniel, I'm seeing your question. I'm not seeing where to register staff badges on the exhibitor hub. It says coming soon. That looks like an error on the hub, so I will look into that immediately after the conclusion of the webinar. And as Ashley, our marketing director, has mentioned, exhibitor registration happens through Cvent, so not the exhibitor hub. If you can drop your information in the chat, we will follow up with you after this on a one-to-one. I see Bernardina. I hope I said that right. Bernardina, are wristbands given when badges are picked up? Yes, they will be given when badges are picked up. And as Krista has mentioned, you must be present to pick up your own individual badges, excuse me. And then Daniel Croft, I did not receive the invitation to register booth staff. Okay, yes. Daniel Croft, please give your information, and it looks like Ashley's got you covered. Just making sure we're not missing anybody. Danielle, do we know when we're getting our train passes yet? So I believe, Danielle, you're referring to the monorail. And so you do purchase those through the exhibitor Cvent registration hub, which is our registration. And we can follow up with you, Danielle. If you can just put your email in the chat, we will follow up with you after this. And there will also be more information coming on the monorail passes closer to the show with an in-depth guide on how to get those. And then, are we sharing this presentation with everyone? Yes, we are sharing this presentation. We are going to be sending out the recording as well as the physical copy of the presentation, and we will post it on the MJBizCon Exhibitor Resource Center on the website. All right, I think we got all of those. I do see someone with their hand up. It says Chris, but Chris, I can't have you talk. You're muted. But if you want to drop your question in the chat or the Q&A, more than happy to answer that. All right. This Q&A section will be open for the remainder of the webinar. As those come in, we will do our best to answer your questions or get back to you after. I am going to hand it over to our wonderful representative from the mobile app to just go into a couple of highlights for you.
Thank you, AB. Just give me a second. I will share my screen with you and we can start. AB was kind enough to kind of give you a small intro about the mobile app, and I'm going to share more about how you can connect, network, and communicate with other event participants using mobile app. Sometime, I think in October, you have probably received an email from match.mjbizconference.com with credentials for the mobile app and event platform in general. So when you download either from App Store or Google Store, you can, of course, download the mobile app. And when you do that, you can use the credentials from the said email to log in. It's very easy. Just use the provided registration ID, create your password, and you'll be able to successfully log in. And after that, using basically with the mobile app, you can do several things. AB also has mentioned that there's a way to get some recommendations, how to get some people know much better that are suited to your needs or that you may be potentially more interested in. So there are a couple of ways how you can do that. One is, of course, if you are looking for a certain specific person, you can always use the search option, just type in their name or maybe company, but also you can filter attendees using pre-prepared filters, or maybe just sort the list in the way that it would be easier for you to go through. Of course, there is another option, and that is behind the mobile app and the event platform, there is an AI engine that is using the information that you provided during the registration and is kind of recommending constantly and providing you with some profiles that are of interest to you. When you click on the recommendations, you'll be able to check out all of those profiles, and it's up to you after you review their profile if you would like to skip maybe them, maybe you would like to connect with them, but also it kind of gives you an option also to immediately request a meeting with them, which can be very handy from time to time. So when it comes to, so it's very easy. You can just click on connect if this is something that you want, or maybe you can just decide, okay, maybe I would love to connect and request the meeting right away. With that, so of course the mobile app is also very useful because you can check a couple of other things as well. Of course, you can check other meetings. And what is also important, we will go quickly through the lead capture option that was mentioned also before. You'll be using the mobile app to scan any badges. And with that, you'll be able to, when you basically do the process, you'll be able to check the profile details of the said person. And of course, you'll be also able to check the lead details. Here, you'll be able to kind of qualify all the people that you have scanned. One option is, of course, to leave a lead score. The other one is to answer some lead qualifying questions. All of these lead qualifying questions can be set up before the event, and we kind of we always recommend that it's done a couple of days before, so that all team members are aware of the questions and of course they know how to use it. With that, of course, when you scan someone, you get their contact details. You can, of course, stay in touch with them. You can also use the chat option, which is available via mobile app. And of course, if you want to, I don't know, for example, hey, maybe you want to request a meeting with them, that can also be done via chat. And of course, one thing is also very important for the mobile app to kind of keep it handy is to have everything in one place. You can check your schedule, of course, and use some filters or search, but also you can check the event agenda. And to make things easier, especially when it comes to reminders, you can sync everything to your calendar, and which is something that we also kind of recommend. Of course, to stay in touch and to get informations, just like Abby has already mentioned, we always encourage users to enable notifications, because this is the way kind of not to miss out on any important event details, especially when there's certain things are happening on the day of the event itself. So this is something it can kind of keep you in the loop straight away. If you want, you can of course check some other options that you also have available on the mobile app. When you click on the More button, you'll be actually able to check all the features that are available via mobile app itself. With that, of course, we can maybe quickly just show you where you can set up your lead qualifying questions as well. This is available on the on the web app, and you can use the same set of credentials for the mobile app. Over there, you'll be just clicking on the My Team button, which is on the upper right corner of the web app, and over there that is kind of the workspace for your team during the event itself. And with that, it's kind of very easy to understand, very easy to follow. And what we always kind of recommend is before the event, you can go to the My Team, set up a couple of things that are important to you. And here I would just say one very important thing is that if before you decide on exporting any of your leads, you would need to double check, of course, if they have been converted to contacts, because only contacts can be exported during and after the event itself. And as we have mentioned also before, I would love to just to show you one more thing, and it is also important. In the settings section, you will be able to set up or edit further your lead qualifying questions. You have a couple of options available, and we always recommend that you just go through them before the event and test it out. And at the end, you will find the export section. Here you'll be able to export all accepted meetings by your team, and of course, all of your team's contacts during that were attending this event. And with that, I'll be closing down my short walkthrough to the mobile app. And if you have any questions, just let me know.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that wonderful in-depth detail about the app. We have been going through the Q&A, and I hope that we've answered all of these questions, but I am just giving it one more run through. So that said, I believe, okay, sorry, a couple of you have asked if it's possible to get these slides. Yes, it is. We will be emailing them out at the end of this presentation, as well as posting them on the website. Another highlight that I want to mention is a question was, does the legal ID need to match the name that is on the badge / registration confirmation? Yes, that does need to match. A couple of you seem to have external partners that are helping you set up your booth. So we have noted to reach out to us on a more one-to-one basis. But that said, Krista did just drop in the chat, you need to designate those partners as exhibitor appointed contractors. It is on page 17 of the exhibitor services manual, which has all of the requirements, and Krista did drop the link to that. Awesome. Okay.
Abby, I could,
yeah, go ahead.
sorry, if I could jump in on that Margot's question about converting leads to contacts.
Awesome.
Just
Yes,
wanted
please.
to clarify that. So what Melissa walked you through was the lead retrieval, that badge scanning. So as you're scanning physical badges at the show, those participants are automatically part of that export. But what she was showing you with that desktop version is you're able to see who's showing interest or just kind of looking at your company's profile, looking at any of your show specials, your product profiles. And then from there, you're able to follow up with them to kind of responsively reach out. So if that leads to a confirmed meeting, if that leads to a connection, those become your contacts. But any of those leads you scan on site are automatically contacts. They're part of your exports. You get all that demographic data, any of those lead qualification answers, any comments you've left from you and your colleagues will all be part of that export that Melissa was showing you. But converting leads to contacts is more so speaking about inbound, is what I like to call them, inbound leads. If someone's looking at your company's profile, your colleague's profile, you're able to see that traffic and take action on it so that you're able to really make the most of your time at the event. So just hopefully that helps clarify, Margot, your question, but a really, really valuable tool to not just in-person scanning, but before, during, and after, see who's engaging with your company's profile.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, I believe we have answered all questions. Again, if you have not gotten your question answered, please jot down my email address. It's Abby, ABBIE Coleman, COLEMAN @MJBiz.com, and I'm happy to answer those questions. Again, I'll send all of this out at the conclusion of this, but we thank you so much for taking time out of your day to meet with us to prepare for the show. We're so excited to see y'all on site. Awesome. Thanks, everyone.